Charlene, a woman from a humble village in rural India, had always lived a life of struggle. The constant lack of money made even the simplest things in life difficult for her. But what she didn't know was that her circumstances were about to take a surprising turn, one that would baffle her neighbors and eventually catch the attention of the police. One fateful day, while Charlene was taking a walk through a nearby park, she stumbled upon a herd of elephants. As she watched them, she became mesmerized not by their majestic size, but by something quite unusual: the massive amounts of dung they left behind. For some reason, a spark of inspiration lit up in her mind. What if this elephant dung could be useful, she thought. And with that, an idea began to take root. Without wasting a moment, Charlene started collecting the elephant feces every single day. She quietly brought it home, much to the confusion of her neighbors, who thought she'd finally lost her mind. Her new daily routine of harvesting dung seemed strange to everyone around her. Why would a woman struggling to survive spend her days carting around piles of elephant poop? At first, people ignored Charlene's odd behavior, chalking it up to eccentricity or perhaps desperation. But as time passed, curiosity grew and whispers spread throughout the village. Rumors circulated that Charlene was up to something secretive and possibly illegal. It wasn't long before the local authorities took notice. Why was she collecting so much elephant dung? What could she possibly be doing with it? Their suspicions grew, but Charlene remained tight-lipped, never revealing her true motives. Then, one day, something even more shocking happened. Charlene vanished. She disappeared without a trace, leaving her neighbors and the authorities baffled. As the police began their investigation, they uncovered something they never expected. It turns out that Charlene had discovered an extraordinary use for the elephant dung that no one could have imagined. She had been using the waste to create a special type of eco-friendly paper that had quickly gained attention from companies around the world. The natural fibers in the dung made it ideal for crafting a high-quality, sustainable product. By the time people realized the truth, Charlene had quietly built a fortune, striking deals with international businesses interested in her unique, environmentally friendly paper. Her sudden wealth raised more questions than answers, and many began to speculate about the secretive nature of her enterprise. The police, however, couldn't find any signs of foul play. Instead, they were left astounded by Charlene's ingenuity and resourcefulness. She had turned what most people considered waste into a profitable venture, all while keeping her methods hidden from prying eyes. Her sudden disappearance only added to the mystery. To this day, Charlene remains a legend in her village, the woman who transformed elephant dung into gold. What do you think Charlene was really up to? Could there be more to the story? Comment elephant for the next part of this incredible tale. Charlene's sudden disappearance left the village in a state of bewilderment. Her small home, once bustling with strange deliveries and quiet activity, now stood empty. The piles of elephant dung, once stacked meticulously in her yard, had all but vanished. All that remained were a few scattered papers with symbols no one could decipher. It seemed as though Charlene had vanished into thin air, taking her secrets with her. The local police intensified their investigation, determined to uncover the truth. They scoured her home and the surrounding areas, hoping to find clues about her disappearance. As they sifted through her belongings, they stumbled upon something that took them by surprise: a small hidden workshop in the back of her house. Inside, they found sheets of paper unlike anything they had ever seen. The texture was soft but sturdy, and there was an unmistakable scent of the wild, earthy aroma of the park's elephants. Charlene had clearly been perfecting her technique. Alongside the paper were blueprints and notes detailing her process, how she had turned the waste into high-quality, eco-friendly products. There were even orders from international companies, including names that sparked interest in global markets. This woman, who had lived in poverty, was on the verge of revolutionizing the paper industry. As word of Charlene's story began to spread, the police received unexpected visitors, agents from both environmental organizations and major corporations. They all wanted to know what Charlene had discovered. The environmentalists praised her for finding an ingenious solution to both waste management and deforestation, while corporations saw dollar signs in her biodegradable, sustainable product. It became clear that Charlene was sitting on a gold mine, but the big question remained: where had she gone? Then came a breakthrough. A former associate of Charlene's, someone who worked with her quietly and under the radar, came forward with a cryptic message. This person claimed that Charlene had not disappeared because of fear or criminal activity, but because she had been forced to leave to protect herself from the powerful interests circling around her discovery. According to the associate, Charlene had been approached by several influential parties who wanted to take control of her invention, offering her massive sums of money. When she refused, the threats began. The police were shocked. Could it be that Charlene's disappearance wasn't a choice, but a necessity? Was she hiding to avoid becoming a pawn in a much larger game? As investigators continued to dig, more unsettling details emerged. It seemed Charlene had connections to underground networks that specialized in protecting inventors and whistleblowers, people whose groundbreaking ideas put them in danger. The theory was that she had gone into hiding with the help of these networks, vanishing from public view to keep her invention safe from exploitation. Meanwhile, the mystery surrounding her eco-paper enterprise continued to grow. Some speculated that Charlene had moved to another country, continuing her work in secret and selling her products under a different name. Others believed she had joined forces with environmental activists, using her knowledge to fight corporate greed and protect wildlife. No one could say for certain what happened to Charlene, but one thing was clear: her disappearance only added to her legacy. What started as an idea born from observing elephants in the park had grown into a story of innovation, intrigue, and survival. The villagers, once skeptical of her daily trips to collect elephant dung, now spoke of her in awe. The woman they once considered odd had turned out to be a genius who had found a way to turn nature's waste into wealth. As the world waited for more answers, rumors continued to swirl. Some claimed Charlene would eventually resurface, stronger than ever, with an even more groundbreaking idea. Others believed she had left her old life behind for good, living in peace somewhere far away, content with the fortune she had created. But wherever she was, one thing remained certain: Charlene's story was far from over. What do you think happened to Charlene? Do you believe she will make a return? Comment mystery for the next chapter in this incredible saga. As the legend of Charlene's disappearance continued to spread, the village became a hub of speculation. Some claimed to have seen her in distant cities, wearing a disguise. Others whispered that she was now working with shadowy figures in the underground eco-industry, a network that operated far beyond the law to protect the environment from corporate exploitation. But no one could confirm anything. The authorities, pressured by both the public and the corporate world, dug deeper into Charlene's past, hoping to find more about her connections. What they uncovered shocked even the most skeptical of investigators. Charlene, it turned out, wasn't just a poor woman with a sudden stroke of genius. Her life before the village had been anything but ordinary. She had once been a researcher at an international wildlife conservation organization, specializing in sustainability and environmental solutions. But after a controversial project she had worked on was canceled due to political interference, Charlene had left the organization in frustration, deciding to live a quieter life away from the public eye. The project, it involved the innovative use of animal byproducts to create sustainable goods, a project that many corporations had tried to shut down, fearing it would disrupt their profits. When Charlene settled into her rural village, she thought she had left that world behind. But the moment she saw those elephants and their waste, all her past research came flooding back. She knew exactly what she could do with the dung, having studied its properties for years. But this time, instead of working within the system, she decided to operate in secret. The police also discovered a series of encrypted emails on Charlene's old laptop, hidden beneath layers of digital security. These emails revealed communications between Charlene and a secret group called the Green Veil, an organization known for helping inventors like her escape corporate control. The Green Veil specialized in smuggling inventors, scientists, and environmental activists to new identities, allowing them to continue their work without fear of being silenced by powerful industries. It appeared Charlene had reached out to them when the threats against her had become too dangerous to ignore. But the most startling revelation came when police found a hidden bank account in Charlene's name. This account, with over $1 million deposited, was tied to several international buyers who had already placed large orders for her eco-paper products. She had been quietly negotiating deals with companies that supported sustainable practices, all while avoiding the big corporate players who wanted to monopolize her invention. As more layers of Charlene's secret life unraveled, it became clear that she had orchestrated her own disappearance. The Green Veil had helped her escape before any harm could come to her, whisking her away to a new location where she could continue her work in peace. But where exactly she had gone remained a mystery. Meanwhile, her eco-paper products began appearing in niche markets around the world under different brand names. These products were praised for their quality and sustainability, sparking a movement toward more eco-friendly manufacturing processes. The companies selling them denied any connection to Charlene, but the villagers knew better. They recognized the unique texture and smell of her elephant dung paper. Despite her physical absence, Charlene's influence continued to grow. Environmentalists hailed her as a hero, while corporate interests desperately tried to track her down, hoping to either buy her out or shut her down for good. One day, however, an anonymous message appeared on a popular eco-friendly blog. It was signed simply, "See, to those who seek me know this, I have not disappeared. I have evolved. The work continues, but now it is not just mine, it belongs to the world. I am not hiding. I am thriving in the spaces you cannot see. My paper is only the beginning. We are creating a future where nature is not destroyed for profit, but nurtured for progress. And no, I will not stop." The post sent ripples across the internet. Many believed it was Charlene herself, finally speaking out after months of silence. Others thought it was just another part of the myth. But one thing was clear: Charlene, wherever she was, had no intention of letting her work fall into the wrong hands. And her message was a warning to those who sought to exploit nature for their own gain. The mystery of her whereabouts only deepened. But now, Charlene had become more than just a woman with an extraordinary idea. She was a symbol of resistance, a pioneer leading a quiet revolution that was changing the world one sheet of paper at a time. Where do you think Charlene is now? Is she still in hiding? Or has she blended into the very world she once rejected? Comment revolution to discover more about her next big move.